Introverts, how did you meet your girlfriend? I had gotten out of a long-term relationship about 6 months prior. I was looking for that sex you start missing almost as soon as you break up. That's it. Posted an ad on CL. She answered almost immediately. What drew her to mine was my correct spelling and grammar. We started texting and it was quickly apparent that we were very compatible on a sexual and emotional level. I knew I wasn't ready for that, so I stood her up when we were supposed to meet the first time. Felt horrible about it but figured I was doing both of us a favor. She emailed me out of the blue about 6 months later and I was in a much better place. We had dinner, hung out, had sex. I jet her family the next day. She moved in a week later. We got married a year after that. Almost 6 years later, we still couldn't be happier. Tinder. Like ripping off a band-aid, I committed to making a snap decision to meet up based on a picture, a location and a very quick chat. First coffee date went for 8 hours. It's been 2.5 years. Online. Though a game. Saw a girl at my college who was in a different shift than mine. 1 year passes, I don't even gathered courage to talk to her. Managed to get her Facebook, sent friend request, instantly got accepted. Started talking and flirting, doing assignments and preparations together, started returning from college and going to college together. I never proposed to her, and she didn't too. The thing actually happened by itself. And now she's been my girlfriend for... I don't know when that actually started. Smile. The millennial way. Followed her on Instagram and added her Snapchat from her bio. We both are into track/XC and it was an easy starting point. She does most of the planning and takes me to social events, doesn't bother me. I still don't know why she likes me. Smile. She met me. We were 2 people sitting around in a Skype call with each of our friends, who were talking to one another. Then we started talking to one another on our own and it'll be 1 year real soon. You know, the standard internet story. Boy sees girl's profile says football and Batman, so boy messages girl. Girl sees boy actually read her profile and put together somewhat interesting questions and comments, and so she responds. Boy and girl marry a couple of years later in a brewery. I've met most of my dates and my ex-wife online. I haven't. Ever. Can confirm. Smile. He got in a fight with me on Facebook. We were both in a general nonsense group, and some douche posted a selfie in a way that technically didn't break the rules. Within hours, I was at work, the entire group was nothing but selfies. Scrolling through Facebook after work, I had 15 strangers' selfies in a row on my feed. I made an annoyed "stop with your stupid fucking selfies" post. He commented something about letting people enjoy things. We fought back and forth a bit until I got banned. He sent me a message asking to be hate friends, where the entirety of our relationship would just be based on lightly arguing. 2 months later I drove 500 miles for a crazy, romantic, sex-filled vacation to his town. I plan to move down there by the end of the year. I was sitting alone in lecture with headphones in, as per usual. She sat next to me with a smile and said, "Hey, we're gonna be friends." Turns out she's damn near as introverted as I am and was way out of her comfort zone in being so forward, but thank God she did. There is nothing more Reddit than asking how to meet girls. Why didn't you just say Reddit? Isn't everyone on here a self-proclaimed introvert, socially awkward, woe is me, social anxiety, blah blah, wah wah. My dad and her dad are best friends. When I got out of the Navy, my dad asked if I wanted to join them on a snowmobile trip. Spent 5 days out just drinking and having a blast. Became really good friends with her dad and he wanted to introduce me to her because he hated her boyfriend of 5 years. Eventually her and her boyfriend at the time was selling their washer and dryer and my dad asked me for help to pick it up. So I went with him and met her. Introduced myself, picked up the washer and left. A couple months later I get a text from her saying hey and that she wanted to just talk and be friends since our dads are friends. A week later her boyfriend and her break up, we start hanging out. About a month later we started dating. Now it's over 4 years later, she's finishing up nursing school, I've bought a house, and we've got 4 cats and a dog who are our substitute children. Woman introvert speaking. He was an introvert too. We went to high school together. I knew who he was in our small high school, but never had an actual conversation with him. I actually thought he was foreign because of his and his sister's unusual names and their dark skin. Totally assumed, totally untrue. Fast forward 6 years after high school, and I see a picture on my timeline. It was him, sitting in front of a bookshelf in a library. I found it so attractive for no particular reason. It was 4 a.m. when I clicked the like button on Facebook. He messaged me the next day and we started chatting and agreed to get drinks. Both of us assuming it would be a casual fling. Our first meeting we were holding hands and all of a sudden we were a we. We've been together for years now and he still jokes that one day when we have kids, they'll ask how we met. And he insists he will say your mom liked my picture at 4 a.m. and that's how I knew she wanted the D. I roll my eyes everything but I secretly think it's funny. He's my best friend. We started dating first day of high school. Freshman year. Last day of 8th grade, she's the one that went for the kiss. Before that, she was the one that would call me on the phone, go up to me, and start the interactions between us. And it's not that I didn't like her, I was just that pathetic, I had a huge crush on her. Turns out she thought I was funny and really liked my sense of humor. I'm not a very good looking guy, and she's beautiful, people make sure I know those 2 facts lol. Anyways, at least I'm the one that asked her out, after the longest summer break of my life. This was 7 years ago and we're still together. What girlfriend? I live alone in a dusty house, no friends in real life that haven't moved on, hardly any money, and health that's starting to head into a decline because I'm depressed and overeat on account of living alone in a dusty house with no friends. Though I know that to love someone, you first have to love yourself, and I know there's someone out there that can love me for me, I'm just not making a big deal of it in my life. What about us female introverts? Don't you want to know how we met our boyfriends/husbands/lovers? Tray flip to 12 set. After months of spending less than 20 minutes sober, drove myself to a hospital for detox. Finally got up to the unit at about 1 a.m. where I proceeded to be given a bunch of drugs to help me sleep and reduce the chances of a seizure. Woke up the next day for breakfast in my scrubs highly confused, and there she was. She had been in detox a full day before me, and this one allowed you to bring your own clothes and shit, so she was dressed in her sweats. For some odd ass reason she saw me, barely aware, unshowered for 2-3 months, and thought he looks hot. Proceeded to spend the next 7 days in a locked unit only talking. After which we both went to our separate treatments. Detox was combined detox and counseling that specialized in getting people into treatment directly from the hospital. Only contact we had from then on was about 20 minutes total of phone time, but we wrote letters to each other every day. It's been almost 9 months now and we had very dark parts of our relationship where we both relapsed, but now we are both over 3 months sober, focus on our individual recovery first. I couldn't be happier. I finally found my best friend who loves me for who I am and has helped me grow in so many areas. I know nobody is going to really read this, but I want someone to see it, so thank you to whoever does. This thread is giving me hope. My boyfriend and I met through CSGO. We became friends and a year later started dating on loan. About a year after that we are now living together. The way my brother met his current wife is pretty funny. They were both living in San Diego and she was working at Starbucks. My brother would come in after working out and flirt with her. She said that she referred to him as the guy with the stupid yellow gym shorts. Eventually she gave in, they started dating and now they're married with kids. We still hear about those yellow gym shorts to this day. I was doing the typical Facebook stalking of a girl from high school that I liked. A few weeks later she ends up coming to my house with some friends. I was too big of a pussy to ask for her number, so I pretended like I lost my phone and asked her to call it. texted her the next day and started dating not long after. I met her online playing RuneScape. She's an introvert too. After chatting for months, we talked about our feelings and started a long-distance relationship. After about 8 months of that, I moved across the world to be with her. Still going strong. What, there are no female introverts? Met my girlfriend 4 years ago after a Fall Out Boy concert. We were waiting in line to meet the singer and it started to rain. I was only wearing a hoodie and couldn't protect myself efficiently from the rain. She saw how much I was struggling and offered me to join her under her umbrella. After some awkward small talk and having my phone dying on me, I took a picture of her with the singer, while she took a picture of me with him. We went our own ways after she sent me the picture that I couldn't actually check right away. One day later, she texts me asking for my name. I guess the small talk was so small that we didn't even mention each other's name, and we started going out a few weeks later after more awkward small talks. We've been together, going to more shows since then.